This is Slam Pigs Podcast.
Welcome everyone to Saturday Night Slam Pigs. That's right, Saturday night, Michael. What a weird time of week to do the Slam Pigs podcast on. We are back, and yeah, it's us. What's going on, man? How was your week? Welcome back.
Good week, busy week. Got a lot going on this week. Tomorrow's the big day. My son turns a year old. Can't believe it's been a year already. The little chubber's gonna be 1 year old.
Yep,
and I'm proud.
Yeah. Real quick, before we get to our guests in the show this week, where can everyone check you out on Twitter and all that good stuff?
Everyone can check me out at Mike the Slam Pig on Twitter. As always, check us out as a whole, the Hibiki TMD, Slam Pigs Cruise Control, our sister show, The Reset Button, Hibiki Quickies, Hibiki Honors, which are becoming some new favorites of mine. I see that Barry Horowitz video and Mike Sharp's doing.
Man, are you gonna like the next one?
Fucking crazy views.
The next one's gonna be the first ever tag team inducted. I just gave it away. Power and Glory is up next on Hibiki Honors, so look for that. As always, follow me on Twitter at the Hibiki TMD. Check out the Reset Button, Slam Pigs Cruise Control, and Kayfabe.
Finally get some stars on there. Hercules.
There you go. But speaking of stars and bringing them on board, we got a guest tonight, Michael. Back as always. Who do we got on tap?
We have the man himself, Mr. 205 Live. He is the king of cold cuts, the owner of Logie's Hoagies, Logan Myers. Hey.
It is not Logan Myers anymore. It's Logit.
Logit?
Logit? Is that like widget?
Damn right, it's Logit.
Oh, well, welcome back.
You're just abandoning the name that your parents gave you. Real nice.
Yep, exactly. You guys can check me out on Twitter at LoganMyers144 and check out the YouTube Wrestling Podcast on YouTube right now with me and Broski. Yep, me and Broski.
You know, I give the man a big giant intro that I give nobody else, and instead of having any kind of appreciation for it, he corrects us.
Well, Michael,
Logit.
I was on Future Wrestling Podcast this week on their old school special honoring Vince McMahon, and that was a blast. Get over there, Future Wrestling on YouTube. Check that out. It was a good time as always. And yeah, we're back, guys. And my God, speaking of 205 Live Cruise Control, we went all in this week. If you missed it, Michael, on Cruise Control, we had James Hebert. And yeah, it was a good time. I don't know if we're actually online right now. Having some net issues. It seems to be the stream is up.
It says live stream offline on mine.
You might be looking at the wrong one. You got I don't know.
I'll try and boot it back up.
Mine is up.
Okay.
So on my watch, we are live. We're going. So let's run with it while our internet's good. Yeah, we went all in on 205 Live and Enzo this week, Michael. It was a good time. Thank you, James Hebert, for coming on once again. But guys, what a week. The Bullet Club invaded. And when I say invaded, you guys can't see him going, invaded with quoties, because this had nowhere near the edge as it did first time we saw it. And I get it. If you follow the Being the Elite series, this was as a parody, right? Because it follows the storyline in that series. Problem is, a lot of people don't watch the series continuously. So what a lot of people saw was a second-rate DX fucking ripoff, which is what I saw.
Yeah.
You guys both saw it. Michael, I know you always love talking about your favorite tag team, the Young Bucks. Go right ahead. What you thought about this with me. I will give credit. Two things. I will defend the Young Bucks, Bullet Club, Marty Scurll, all those guys. At this stage in the game in 2017, everything in pro wrestling's been done time and time again. It's really hard to come up with anything original, but that's no excuse to keep riding the coattails. You could have the blessing of Scott Hall all you want. That's fucking great. But You got to look yourself in the mirror every day and realize you made a career off based on someone else's career. That's just the way I look at it. They're a talented team.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they're not talented, but Michael, the invasion and what you thought of it, all that good stuff.
Well, first of all, who's in the fucking Bullet Club now?
Oh,
it seems
man.
like it changes every goddamn week.
Let's see. You got Haku's boys.
Okay.
Their tag team. You got Omega, Cody Rhodes, the Bucks, Marty Squirrel, and Hangman Page, and I think that's it. I think
I'm just
that's it.
Because I get confused on this because you hear who's in the Bullet Club one week and then the next week there's fucking totally different group of people.
Hey, Adam Cole was in it
because
ago,
those people leave and go on to better endeavors and they have to make a quick switch.
Yeah.
So it just strikes me a lot as like it's becoming very NWO-ish as far as who is and who isn't in the Bullet Club. I didn't take this very seriously, to be honest, because some might hate me, but I don't take Ring of Honor very seriously anymore. I was always a Cody Rhodes fan.
You're
you
a
know
big
that.
Ring of Honor guy too for a while.
I used to be.
But
yes.
They're getting milked of all their talent.
Yes,
that's what happens.
And I think creatively they've gotten very stale. But as far as Cody Rhodes goes, I've always been a fan of his work. You know that. I called him years ago. I thought he would be a big star in WWE. It didn't pan out. But he's became a big star here on the indie scene. But still, this is just a retrend that just struck me as really like, can you get creative? And they find the one fan that got a free ticket. Like, could you copy any more off of DX? Did you guys come here to see the Bullet Club or WWE? Like, really?
Shout out to Megan Starr in the chat. She wonders if she missed the evil clown Logan yet. Not yet. He hasn't busted out the new gimmick yet.
Oh, Jesus
apparently.
Christ. I didn't know we had Doink the Logan.
Even in the dialogue and the jokes, there were plot holes in that. At the very beginning, I don't know if you call it, they yelled at Marty Squirrel. I'm going to call him Squirrel because I'm tired of trying to pronounce his last fucking name. Marty Squirrel, they yelled at him for wearing camo, right?
Yeah.
One of the Young Bucks was wearing camo shorts. Not to pay attention to your wardrobe, for fuck's sake. Anyway, Logies, what did you think of this whole invasion? And maybe Logan liked it. Maybe he's on a different plane than us.
He probably would.
Actually, I'm not. I think it's just let's get as many fans to notice us because we're not in the WWE. Oh, just because we're outside of the WWE right now. Let's get eyes, as many eyes as possible. Maybe we'll get relevant, And of course, the Young Bucks to me, they're just gimmick stealing whores. That's what I call them.
Wow, that's dirty. Gimmick scaling whores, Travis.
It is. Sorry, guys. Our stream keeps going on and offline tonight. I don't know what's going on. Now we're back. Maybe I think it's your phone.
I just turned it back on.
Every time you open it up, I think it cuts our stream off for some reason.
I'm not even using Wi-Fi.
It's all the devices in my house, I think.
Not even using the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, this Bullet Club invasion thing, it lacked the edge it did years ago. The difference with fans today, I totally noticed too. Fans back then, they were going rabid, right? When DX invaded. What were fans doing now? Monotone cheers with cell phones in their hands. It's kind of hard to clap when you always got a fucking phone in your hand, 2017. I don't know. They use jokes like.
Does anyone else remember the weird black guy that looks just like JB that was in that DX thing when he's going DX?
Oh yeah,
does he not look just like
Jay? He does. Man, it's so many.
Shout out to Jay. Haven't heard from him in a
while.
while.
Yeah, I hope he's well. Shout out to WWPN Network. Yeah. All those guys. The Andrew Bello will actually be a guest on upcoming Slam Pigs. Talking to him a little bit the last couple weeks. I don't know, man. It just didn't have the edge, like I said. And if it's a parody, that's one thing. But I just felt like I've talked about it so much. I've squeezed every drop of talking about the lemon that was this. Tried not to. Like, I went into this like, I'm not going to like this. I'm going to be an old man and cranky about it. And I tried to give it a chance. It just, something was missing. Like, I get it. It's funny you had the balls to do that. Well, you know what you did, Young Bucks? You're fucking idiots, for one. I don't know if they care, actually, because they're making a good living on the indies. Mm-hmm. Another cease and desist this week, guys. This time, though, it's kind of lame, WWE's part. Trying to cease and desist the Too Sweet, which they tried to do in 2015. They weren't able to get that in 2015.
Yeah.
They still don't own the rights to that because of the Texas Longhorn thing.
Yeah.
In the court and stuff like that, they said there would be too much confusion, stuff like that. We've seen this before. I mentioned on Kayfabe today. Remember years back when Jay-Z sued DDP for the diamond cutter signal because of Rockefeller?
It just seems so unconstitutional to me to even be able to do that. So now we can't even make hand gestures without somebody suing us. It's ridiculous.
Well, they've lost the suck it. That's old news now.
That's stupid. So now if I do the suck it sign, I got to worry about getting sued.
Do you see WWE's point of view on it from the get with the suck it thing? They cease and desist, stop you. We own the rights to a hand gesture. Because it was made, I mean, let's call devil's advocate. It was made famous on their television.
But it wasn't made famous
They
by them.
merchandise shirts.
It was made famous by people who worked for them.
I get that.
If anybody
well,
wants
one
to,
of them's in the family.
If anybody wants to cease and assist, it should be all of the members of that faction. It shouldn't be WWE itself suing.
They don't own it though. They sign over their rights to that stuff to WWE to own within the company.
It's ridiculous.
But I mean, I see both. It's business for one, but on the other side, I see the free speech thing. I fucking get it. It's just an ugly mess, and quite frankly, it's a shame.
Let's not talk about free speech.
It's a shame when this test. Yeah, we're no flag code here today. We promise. We're not going to talk NFL flags, none of that shit.
I'm so sick of hearing about it.
Yeah, me too. Logan, what do you think about this whole cease and desist the second go around with the Too Sweet and WWE having the balls to do this in the first place, considering they couldn't get it the first time? Logically, what the fuck are they? This came off totally like they think the Young Bucks didn't work and they tried to scare them and back them into a corner. That's what I take from it.
Well, like I said, there's gimmick stealing whores, and they can't be creative on their own, and they just have to use whatever was back then, thinking it's going to be 110% relevant towards them, but really they're just doing them hand gestures and the chop and all that, and the fans aren't thinking about the Young Bucks. They're thinking about the past, like DX and stuff like that. So in the long run, it's not benefiting them, it's benefiting the WWE. So
and not just the WWE, they also got hit with a cease and desist from Rick and Morty. You know that cartoon?
Yeah.
They had a T-shirt that was infringing on that. So they're not just unoriginal as far as.
Did John Cena get sued by Pabst Blue Ribbon?
I think wasn't there a husband on that first?
I don't know, but I just was wondering. Now I see he changed his shirt color again, so it's Yeah.
Well, that's what's going on with the Young Bucks and stuff. I'm sure the WWE. I mean, the wind always blows in the bigger direction. They're the bigger company at the end of the day. I just hope a lot of indie guys. This doesn't stray them from trying to have balls in the future. Like they saw what happened to these guys now with the cease and desist, so that it's just going to hurt wrestling in general. I feel.
When did wrestling become so fucking political as far as...
Well, it's always been.
Well, I mean, as far as this stuff. Like, you can't make a hand gesture or...
Oh, this is going on since the NWO. You remember at the Great American Bash, before they were it's when the Outsiders first showed up. They weren't NWO yet. They were just in Street... When they powerbombed Bischoff off the stage. They had to go to court for that.
Mm-hmm.
For insinuating. They didn't even call him Razor Diesel. They only insinuated. And they had to go to court for that. Well, that's 96.
It was mostly Scott Hall and Kevin Nash that were really...
Yeah.
It was the fact that they were basically using the same persona without using the name. Like Scott Hall himself never changed persona at all in his whole career.
Toothpicks, all of it.
Always had the same thing. But he was a smart legal man to know that he was playing a character off of a movie character. His character was based off of Tony Montana from Scarface.
Yeah.
So he knew that WWE wasn't going to have a case if he could basically explain that that's what he was doing.
Yeah. I mean, it's cliche, but at the end of the day, to wrap it up on the Bucks, I think it's stop trying to be the next DX and be the first Young Bucks.
Yeah, do your own thing.
You know,
I mean,
and like I said, it's hard to stand out when everything's been done.
You've gotten this far. I mean, have they always done this? I mean, did they always do the suck it and
no?
The
do you remember they were in TNA's Generation Me?
Yeah,
they were just fucking Generation Me.
Like you got this far on your own talent.
No, this didn't start until they joined. When did they join the Bullet Club? 2013, 2014, something like that.
Yeah.
Talking about also in kayfabe today this week about I was actually a fan of the Bullet Club at first. I feel it should have stopped when Styles got kicked out by Omega, and then it was just the Elite. Then it should have just been the Elite, not this. Like you said, now it's like the NWO, this never-ending fucking. Do you kind of agree? Because I think the best evolution is Styles as the leader. I love that.
Well, you have so many different, different formations of this group.
Oh, really? You only had Balor originally. And then he left, and then it was Styles.
Didn't Nakamura have a?
No, Nakamura was in the group Chaos with what's his Okada and guys like that.
Okay.
I know it's confusing. They have a million.
Because you had like the Japanese Bullet Club, then you had the American Bullet Club.
That was Suzuki Army and Noah, and then it got even more convoluted. Yep.
It's just ridiculous. So it's.
Logan, were you ever? Because I just admit it. I admit it all day long. I was once a fan of the Bullet Club. Were you ever aboard the train? Like you thought it was pretty cool? Or you just never
at first.
Good.
At first it was something unique. It was something different that was coming out, and it made the fans tune in, and it made the fans want to know more about them. But now it's just like everybody else has said. It's an
Retrend.
NWO. Yeah, and it's just not. It's lost its steam. It's like one of them trains that is going full force down the tracks,
Jeff
and
Farmer.
it just starts slowing down, and then it just completely stops, and that's it. You know.
Well, there you have it, guys. On that topic, we've given our opinions, but let us know your opinions down in the comments section below. What do you think of the Bullet Club? What do you think of this invasion angle? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Let us know.
2 announcements before we get to any reviews of the shows this week. Number 1, we don't expect a lot of people in the chat for a Saturday show. That's why we're saying leave the comments below. But those of you that do make it like Megan, thank you so much on a Saturday night hanging out with us. Number 2, the very first guest we ever had on Slam Pigs, way back in what? It was summer of 2016 at this point. Almost 2 years ago. Earlier than that, I think
it was probably spring.
I think it was Extreme
March.
Rules
It was like
2016.
March.
Anyway, our very first guest from the UK, from jolly old England, Lee. Longtime listening fans know exactly who he is. He's coming back, guys. Hell in a Cell post show when I officially announced the return of Lee, Michael. I know you got some things to say about this.
Jesus Christ, it's been long enough. I mean, you spend long enough calling out a guy on his bullshit, and then he disappears. You can't get a hold of him, and now he's finally getting some testicles on him again. He's what, a year and a half later, he's deciding to come back. So I'm guessing the torture that I put him through the first time just wasn't enough.
Well, he can't be worse than Matt Tennant. At least he's not a fucking snake. He's just Lee.
I have nothing to do with that.
Anyway, you can't wait for that. And Michael, one more announcement. I haven't done this in a few weeks, actually. Your favorite part. It was for a while. It is time for this week's Raw review. Raw music. Monday
Sorry,
Night Raw.
I started dancing.
Intro music.
Started dancing.
Monday Night Raw this week, Michael, was live as he always is, and it opened up with The Miz going to the ring with Curtis Axel Dallas. The Miz Siraj. We know how this all went down. Blah blah blah. You know, Roman Reigns came out. This whole segment, Roman Reigns on Miz TV. I didn't exactly hate Roman. I hate this fucking angle that they're going with just to kill time because we don't have a champion right now.
This
Michael.
was an angle. This was an angle that was rumored before Reigns started with Cena. This was an angle that was rumored. It was supposed to be rumored that Roman would take the IC strap off of the Miz.
Yeah.
But for one reason or another, they audibled on that and they went with something else.
Well, they wanted to do that to try to elevate it. But then they opened their eyes and figured out Miz has already been elevating it in his own way.
I mean, you listen when the Miz speaks, the crowd likes it. I mean, he speaks a lot of truth. A lot of his promos are crossing that line of is it real or is it a work? You know what I mean?
We're seeing that more and more.
Yeah,
now,
sometimes it's hard to tell with the Miz, and that's what I think the fans really like. Now this maybe wasn't the best promo of Miz's career. I don't think it was terrible, but he kind of crosses the line sometimes where he over elevates himself. And I think that's when the fans are kind of like I was with you until you said that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And with Roman, you're going to get a good reaction if you're going to talk shit to Roman Reigns. I mean, that's a given. You're going to talk shit to Roman Reigns, John Cena, any of those kind of guys. You're going to get a good reaction from the crowd, and Miz knows that. But this angle itself doesn't really appeal to my taste, I would say, because of what they've just done with Roman. This doesn't make any sense. You just had a guy beat Mr. WWE himself.
Well, that's kind of why I liked Roman in this segment, because he came off like that. Like, really, who are you guys? He was like, what was the line? And he would lace him up. You want to do it or something? You know, he came off like he could totally own these guys. And let's be realistic. That's good booking because he could. We just saw Brock manhandle the entire Miz Siraj, and he's, 10 years older at least than Roman. Logan, what did you think of Miz TV this week with Roman Reigns?
Well, basically what happened was the Miz called out the Shield as a faction as compared to the Miz Taraj, and Roman was kind of like, "Are you serious, dude? We'd kill you."
Yep, that was his line.
That was that was basically the whole segment in a nutshell. But go ahead, Logan.
But that sentence right there that Roman Reigns said was probably one of the best that he said. It's crazy because short and sweet should be what Roman Reigns does, and he doesn't most of the time. It's like Bayley. It's like, don't put her on the mic for a long period of time because then she's just going to kill herself in the long run. The Miz is one of the top 5 promo guys right now.
In the world or in the company?
Because in the company. Like he's like no, top 3 actually, I would say. Because he's just when he first came into the WWE, it was just like, oh yeah, he's not that good. Mess up here, mess up there. Now he's just evolved into a very good character and all around talent. So, but as for the feud and all that, I hate it. I like some people like the show it's coming back, but it's just they're missing
As
something.
hard as we've always been on Cruise Control, Slam Pigs, any fucking podcast we're on Dean Ambrose, at the end of the day, I think he's still done a good job. All those guys have distancing themselves from the Shield days.
They made themselves individual stars.
Because let's be honest, when you see these guys now as single stars, Shield's an afterthought. I don't think about the Shield days ever. I think about the guys now and what they've done is because you've had at least 3 years for the guys. They broke up in 2014.
In all fairness, I'm gonna go back a little bit here before we get on the Shield as individual stars. Roman Reigns, I think, is doing some of his best promo work he's ever done in the company. I don't know if it had to do with John Cena maybe bringing that out of him a little bit, but I think with this whole John Cena feud,
that was all written though.
Yes, but some of it's not all written.
It was entirely 100% all
You're
written.
allowed to like Cena improvs his little bit, and I think Roman did a little bit too.
Maybe the bitch.
I'm pretty sure.
Maybe the bitch or
I'm
the,
pretty sure
fussing.
nobody. I'm sure a PG company didn't write you're a part-time and fake ass bitch.
Yeah, but a PG company greenlighted that at the same time.
I don't know if they greenlighted. I mean, the old school comment has always been made about people in the back. Hey, if you want to get over, get over. What's the worst they can do to you if you get over?
Has it ever come to like with the PG stuff when they're on Raw and it hits like after 10 a certain time? Do they get a pass because it's so later? Because that's never really come to. At least we've never.
I mean, look at DX. DX kind of made this.
I feel like DX always came on after 10 at first, and then when they were like, pushing the envelope more, then they would put him there. And I feel like the Cena and not to cut you off, and I'll let you.
Go ahead.
I feel like the Cena and the Reigns promos always came on later in the show.
Well, to be fair, DX kind of started out in this way of fucking the system a little bit. They had no idea they would tell people in the back what they were going to say, and then they would go out and say something completely different, and then they would come back and take shit for it.
Yeah.
But guess what? They saw the ratings, and then they were like, fuck it, go do it.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the mindset, I think, is coming into some of these guys today. I think they realize it's a PG company, but they know, hey, if I'm going to draw ratings, if this is going to get attention, I'll take the shit when I go to the back because eventually it's going to make me a star. Which is what I think Roman's kind of finally starting to realize. He's gotten so much pull in the company now. He is the backstage leader now. He's taken the Undertaker spot, whether you like it or not.
Dare I say, to steal off Lethal Weapon 2, diplomatic immunity?
Yes. But he goes out. I think he has the freedom. I don't know that he's creative enough.
Even though every house show match he's having with Braun is the same what you showed me, but we'll get to that later.
But I don't know that he uses all of his creative ability. I don't know how creative he really is as a person as far as quick-witted microphone skills go.
He's no Laurence Olivier on that.
Oh, Jesus Christ. But I definitely see himself coming out a little bit more in these promos, which, whether it's good, bad, you hate Roman, love Roman, I enjoy it. It's more, yes,
like love to say.
Well, not just that, but it's starting to bring me in a little bit to the Roman Reigns outside of the ring. Like, okay, I want to see his personality a little bit more.
Kind of like with John Cena, when everybody shit on it at first, when the crowd turned on him, and we were guilty of it. But it took longer with Cena because they took longer to pull this trigger.
Yeah, but Cena
it's Roman. They took a year.
Well, Cena had that time period of just straight company man,
just straight
hokey,
it was so bland, babyface.
So
the next
bland,
6 years,
bland babyface promo. But now he's kind of come to the blurred lines back. You know what I mean? Where it's, well, is John Cena really saying that? You know, it's kind of. And even the way he says some of the things in his promos, where he goes back to like his rapping days, like with the Roman Reigns days, he don't want to fight me. You know the way he said that? Yeah. He said it like the old John Cena. So I think he does things on purpose, and I think Roman Reigns is starting to see that he could be more flexible with his promos and get away with it. So I think
guys flat out don't want to take risks nowadays.
I wouldn't say less is more with Roman anymore because I think he's starting to come out of his shell a little bit.
Yeah.
He's not just that silent assassin killer dude. You know what I mean? Now he's starting to come out as more of a person. And somebody that maybe you and I could relate to a little better than just a fucking
thing. Yeah. Oh, geez, somebody actually fucking say in real life, not this long-winded bullshit that you want these guys to remember. Another thing, and Logan, I'll let you get to the Reigns thing as soon as I say this real quick. I think a difference now and back then with the DX and guys going out there, what they were going to say in the back, and then they went out there and did it. keywords initiative. And as much as I love video games and stuff, half the locker room now was too busy streaming a video game backstage. I bet half these guys don't even think about the business. Because all of them come out on Twitter and say how they hate TV tapings. They love house shows. You know what I mean? TV tapings, for one, that's your bread and butter. Number two, that's your creative fucking, you get with your writing team. Just hide in your locker room and play fucking Madden with Rusev, guys.
Well, they should be using the house shows to test out these things that they want to do on television.
I think they
Not just in ring either. I'm talking about on the microphone.
Yeah.
How
they do. They totally do. Because Broski can even attest. When he went to a house show in Montreal, they gave Rusev all this time and said stuff you'd never see on television. I think the problem is these guys, they have so much fun at house shows. And then the TV now, because it's so different from even the 96, 97 DX, it's so corporate now, right?
Yeah,
with the publicly traded shit. So that you go there and it's like this fish out of water stuff.
And a lot of
I don't want to ruffle any feathers
From what I've heard on YouTube and shoot interviews and things that I've listened to, a lot of it is very a lot of the guys are very unprepared for what they're going to have on television.
Big Show has come out and said it. Even a guy, a veteran like that, had no clue what he was doing until the last minute.
Sasha Banks says the same thing. She usually doesn't know what she's doing that night till about an hour beforehand.
I'll even
so
take
you have an hour to prepare. That's it. As a professional, how can you really fully prepare for something when your writers are handing you something an hour before the show starts?
How many documentaries did we watch in the mid-2000s released by WWE, shitting on WCW pretty much, where guys would say that same exact thing about a Nitro, where they wouldn't find out? They've essentially turned into everything they've hated since the publicly traded.
Well, the problem is the WWE writing staff. The WWE
too many cooks in the kitchen.
Well, no, they've gone in a totally different direction with their writing staff. Instead of actually having people with experience in the wrestling business, a la Dusty Rhodes, Michael Hayes, people like that, they've gone to these college-educated fucking philosophy majors that they hire on their writing staff that have no idea what the wrestling business is about.
Those outside college guys, they write the base.
Yes.
But it has to be green-lighted at the very end by that round table of the guys, the seasoned, actual wrestling guys, right? Your Hayes, your Road Dogg, your Triple H at the table. They have to green-light it and Vince and all that. But
some of them,
they're not changing that much, and that's the problem.
Exactly.
That's why you see when 2 years ago, and we'll get to Enzo. Trust me, because there was a lot of Enzo and Raw this week. That's why 2 years ago, Enzo Amore on the mic, we loved it. You know why? We got smaller doses of it. Now they put him up here. Oh, he's good on the mic. Give him more time. That's what's making it good, because more is less with guys like that. This loss in translation shit, and these are writers that go to college, and we're two guys sitting in my basement. And we just nailed it on the fucking head. What the problem is, there's too many cooks in the kitchen. And that's never a good thing, especially for a creative process like this. But finally...
Well, Vince McMahon loves ideas.
God,
He'll listen to any one of them.
We are at Saturday Night Special in here tonight. Logan, finally, what did you think of Roman? Oh, we used to talk about Roman. Let's go ahead and talk about the Enzo stuff. Let's go Raw out of order. We'll talk about everything on the show.
Hold on. Let's first, Logan,
all right.
What do you think the biggest problem is with WWE as far as the writing goes?
There's a lot that you can complain about, and there's a lot that you can say, hey, there's a lot of positives in it too. The main thing I was going to say was that Travis said something about that the talent is scared to like say things and do things and try to be like creative. I don't like, part of me says, yeah, they are scared to like be different, but at the same time, they're just like, hey, this is a job.
Yeah. And the other half is they just don't give a fuck.
Cashing a check.
They're getting paid. They're doing their dream, most of them. They're just happy to be there.
A lot of the underneath guys, this is probably the best paycheck they're ever going to have.
But this content, I'm just happy to make it to the dance, that's still not good enough. Then you end up with guys like Lince Dorado, who just phone it the fuck in at this point. Because why should he care? Because they're never going to do something with a guy like that. Make them want to do something with you.
Ziggler.
Case in point, a guy who's in the rumors this week, Neville. Rumored to be in the WWE title picture soon, going to SmackDown.
Huh.
Would we have said that a year ago?
No.
Neville is a prime example of somebody who is so good and deserves so much better, but nobody knew he had this in him. So he said, all right.
He begged to be turned heel. He begged to be turned heel.
Because he knew if he shoved it in their face and showed them what he had to offer, opportunities.
Because ever since even in NXT, he was billed as this baby face.
But he was awful.
And look at him.
It was awful.
He doesn't look like a baby face. He's not your clean-cut, all-American guy. You know what I mean? He's not American, for one. And he's
that doesn't mean he has to be a heel.
And he looks terrible. He's not a pretty man.
Terrible.
I mean, look at the man. I mean, if you just did a profile of his face, would that say, well, that's one of my top baby faces?
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. Hello, Frodo. It's just, I don't know.
We've had some ugly goddamn baby faces.
It's a case in point where they take a guy's ring style and they're like, well, he's a high flyer. We got to make him a baby face because that's what baby faces do. They do the high flying. Well, it doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't have to be that way in wrestling today. Yeah. Look at AJ Styles when he was a heel. He still was flying around everywhere.
But he toned it back. Because as a heel, you shouldn't fly as much.
He has toned it back a little bit, but he still does it.
I mean, when he's a face now, he's back to AJ. But when he was a heel, he would do it. We would see the springboard 450 to the outside.
Shawn Michaels as a heel, did he really change his wrestling style? No, he was still flying around. It's to the point now where a wrestling style should not define your character.
You're right. You can still do that style, but the thing is, you turn it into a cat and mouse thing, where you're being that sneaky little flying shit.
Yes,
you
can still be. You can still have great psychology in a match and still be a high flyer as a heel. You just have to actually think about how you want to do it.
Work the match like a Tom and Jerry cartoon. Not even trying to be funny.
Yes.
Basically,
you have to actually put effort into your match and think about how things are going to go over. Yeah. So. With WWE, they think of it so night and day, like, well, he's a high flyer, he's a babyface.
A lot of it, too, you say think. A lot of it, they overthink everything. And it's not rocket scientists.
You just said rocket scientists.
Rocket scientists. That's going to be Brock's new gimmick when he comes back. He's going to have a lab coat. He's going to have goggles. He's going to be Brock Nye, the science guy.
God, back to 95.
Logan, do you think a lot of these guys... Do you think a lot of them will just collect a check until they're gone? Or do you think any of them will break out within the next year?
Well, to me, like, I don't think they care really that much about the check in WWE because I think most of them think, hey, if I go in the indie scene right now, I'm going to make 2 times as much.
Exactly. The business is in the weirdest place it's ever been in since the WWE broke out mainstream in the 80s. This is the weirdest place for wrestling ever because guys make a better living on the indies more times than not now. Jack Swagger's making more money on the indies right now. Jack Swagger is headlining somewhere right now. Tonight, probably.
People are coming to watch him headline.
Out in droves, because he's a WWE guy. Actually, nobody's going out in droves to see anything professional. The whole business is actually suffering right now. But wrestling is not in a good place, ratings-wise, any of that stuff. You see the attendance every week in pictures. They've come to call them the Roman tarps now, where they tarp off seats, sections.
Well, I blame a lot of that on the demographic, to be honest with you. House shows. I mean, how many times can you really take your kids to see a house show? It's to the point now where the demographic is so different now. It's almost they've tried to put the demographic back to the glory days in the 80s, and it's just not. So I mean, maybe it's time to think of a different demographic. Maybe it's time to go back. I'm not saying go back to the fucking Attitude Era, but maybe TV 14,
Crash TV,
PG-13 era. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dare I say to a whole demographic instead of just one
certain?
Yes.
Dare I say pro wrestling is now it's in an era it's never been in where the world is everything's so accessible. Mm-hmm. The attention spans of people are at an all-time low because of YouTube, all this on streaming service. They have to, I feel, in a way, in a good way, not the bad Russo stuff sometimes. The Crash TV, keep on the toes more. These long-winded opening of show segments, which is the cut back on. I don't think fans have the patience for long-winded promos anymore, unless it's just a work shoot, getting smart comments in there to pop people. I don't think it's never going to be, crowds are never going to invest the way they did in the 80s and 90s.
I think
Curt is completely pulled back.
I'm sorry to cut you off.
No,
I think
I don't even know where we're at right now.
I think the biggest problem with WWE right now is it has no competition. So they're kind of trying to figure out where they should go, as opposed to maybe some competition going in a different direction, like they had with WCW that really made them step up their game. They don't have that right now.
I think it was Logan on Future Wrestling last week on a Vince episode. He said that Vince McMahon does his best work under competition. Yes. He is the type of person where he's admitted where he sneezes and he hates it because he can't control it.
Yeah.
You picture a crazy old man yelling at himself for sneezing.
God damn it!
Yeah.
You know, I think Vince McMahon also does his best work under pressure.
That's what I mean. So under competition and stuff.
It's to the point where WWE has no competition, so therefore they have no idea where they should go. So, because they see all these other indie companies and they're in different directions, but they really don't have the resources to go head to head with WWE.
I think it's also a case of Vince and Triple H and all them are like, we used to be the edgy cool company. Why aren't we like that anymore? We have these fans. Half of our audience are in indie shirts, Bullet Club shirts, and they're invading us now. What's happened? You went corporate, and they had to have known this comes with the territory when you go corporate.
I don't even think their biggest competitors in America. I think their biggest competitor right now is in Japan.
I completely agree.
Who is now invading America with their shows. If you have read your stuff the past few months, New Japan is now doing shows in California and stuff to test out maybe a demographic in America.
They did the G1 USA show.
So if they do, so if that becomes more and more successful, maybe WWE will have some competition on their hands, because I've started to watch a little bit of New Japan, which, you know, I've never been a big fan of Japanese wrestling, just because the crowd is so bland for me. I know that they appreciate the wrestling more than the entertainment, which is fine. But the crowd itself is just so like, you know what I mean?
They're traditional, but times have changed over there with that crowd. They are not that traditional, quiet Japanese crowd all the time anymore. They're really not.
It's to the point now where I start to watch some New Japan, and I'm like, okay, this fucking guy can work. You know what I mean? This fucking guy can work.
Nobody's ever debated that the guys over there can't work.
And this fucking guy can talk. If I can understand what he's saying.
My whole thing, and I love New Japan. My problem is there's certain fans of New Japan who just make it so fucking cringe, because in their eyes, yes, this even Steven booking, and they do that all the time in New Japan. Look at fucking Tanahashi and Okada, that back and forth series with those guys. But every match has to be this competitively hard-hitting pace. It nullifies your audience.
Yeah, but it looks, sometimes they go into the realm of it looks way too scripted with that back and forth style in the ring. It looks like a dance.
Right.
You know what I mean? It doesn't look like actual wrestling to me. It looks like, okay, we're going to go through this 1.5-minute segment of you and I doing moves back and forth that looks nothing close to realistic.
Yeah.
Which is my problem. And there's no psychology in it, to me. You're just going back and forth in this dance that you probably practiced at least 50 times. That's all it is.
Basically.
What's that?
Like the 1-2 step.
Yeah, pretty much. It's basically a dance that they've practiced.
Line dancing.
Yeah, it's basically a dance that they've practiced over 50 times, and then you see these fucking marks on the internet that post these clips of it. They're like, the greatest sequence in wrestling ever. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, do you know how much they practice that? And one, it looks nothing close to realistic. It looks like they're fucking breakdancing together. To be honest with you, that's my biggest problem with some of that style of wrestling.
But you said you've warmed up to it.
Yes, I've started to warm up to some of it.
In small doses.
There are certain guys that I really respect. Like, I really respect Will Ospreay.
I know you're a big Okada guy.
I love Okada. I love Will Ospreay and Okada. Those two guys are probably my two favorites that are not in WWE right now. And
I would say Will Ospreay pretty much sums up that entire description you made, though.
Yes, but Will Ospreay can also
tell a story.
Yeah. It's.
I think a lot of these guys can. They just don't do it.
You have guys like
they want to pop the crowd.
You have guys like Ricochet that really make that demographic fucking pop with his breakdance storyline. You know what I mean? Like, hey, you're gonna punch me and I'm gonna do a Matrix thing, and then I'm gonna punch you and you're gonna do a Matrix thing.
When I think of Ricochet, though, it's kind of like Ken and Ryu from Street Fighter. Yeah. I always associate him and Will Ospreay as the same kind of person.
Yeah. And I hate to, because I do follow Tessa Blanchard and I know that's her man.
Yeah.
But to me, Ricochet,
lucky man.
Ricochet is one of the most overrated guys on the indie scene, as far as I'm concerned. Sorry.
Hot takes. Logan, anything to say about that hot take? Spitting hot fire on a Saturday night special. I don't know if Logan's there.
Logies, hoagies, pierogies.
Yeah, I'm here. You guys were breaking up.
Oh, sorry. What do you think about what I just said?
And the 2 stars that you mentioned before it started breaking
up.
Well,
I also well, my last point was I feel that Ricochet is the most overrated person on the indie scene.
Well, that's you could staple that to the refrigerator if you wanted to.
That was my hot take.
You could put that on the refrigerator with a magnet and circle it, because it is correct.
Yeah, well, somehow let's move the Raw review train along. Let's get right into it. We talked about it for almost an hour and a half straight. Enzo Amore. I'll go right to Mr. 205 Live himself. Give you some floor time here. Just the whole shebang. They actually booked something realistic for once. They even they let the guys in Twitter and storyline come out, all the cruiserweights. Enzo Amore came out the ring for a celebration. Long story short, he had a picture frame with the jersey in it, interrupted by the entire cruiserweight roster and Neville. Logan, what did you think of this? And we'll even talk about what they didn't air, which was the best part. But go ahead, Logan.
This was like I said on 205 Live. It's different. It's refreshing. It gets eyes on the division, especially putting it like the last thing on Raw. So that's a big plus. That's like actually a double plus because that's what they need is mainstream attention.
This is the first
They
time
need
ever
the
they've been given a
time
main
and
event spot, by the way, I think.
yes, and that's crazy. Yes, I get it. They like I said, they need the mainstream attention. They need the focus point, and they got it this week. And it wasn't all about your Lesnar's, your Cena's, and all that. So this was to me refreshing for a Monday Night Raw. I know a lot of the talent on the 205 Live division it's fully loaded with talent. So uh, I was happy to see the cruiserweights besides the Brian Kendrick, and I'm to the point where I know me and Michael will clash sheds, but I'm not okay with Enzo Amore as the champion.
Well, why do you think you're not okay with Enzo Amore as a champion? But do you think anybody else besides Enzo Amore would have put them in this spot on television?
Maybe a Balor.
No.
Not in the same storyline.
I'm
but
talking about anybody in the cruiserweight division right now.
No, not in the division.
As,
No.
I thought you meant as another main roster
as great
guy.
as Neville is, he couldn't get him out of that fucking first or second hour blues that they were in.
No, because Neville was trying to reinvent himself, and you can't do that. You can't put the back on a guy trying to reinvent. You need a name or somebody.
Yes, now you have a character who actually draws some money. That now, and people are going to give me shit. Well, Enzo Amore is terrible in the ring. Has nothing to do with drawing money.
Yeah, we went into last week about that. It
They're-
doesn't need to be good.
He doesn't have to be great in the ring. Guess what? People buy his shit. People pay to see him. He is that guy on the cruiserweight division that they so desperately need. He is maybe their last hope to save that show in general. If Enzo Amore can't save it, you may not see 205 Live for very much longer. I'm sorry to tell you, he's basically been given the strap to kind of say, okay, let's see if we can get people to watch now. You know what I mean? We have Enzo Amore on there, but now I feel like they've totally contradicted themselves because they've turned him heel.
Well, that's rumored.
Yeah,
That's rumored.
double
Meltzer
turn.
came out
It-
and
it is-
assumed that this week as a punishment, right? They wanted to take.
I'm not saying it's a punishment. I think
No, I'm saying no. That was the rumor. Meltzer came out and said that they were turning him heel as a punishment for all the backstage drama and all that shit to take away his merch sales. But I call bullshit on Meltzer because they're still doing.
How is that?
Go ahead, Logan. Go ahead. I call bullshit because
But-
you're taking out of your own pocket, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's you're taking out of your own pocket. The views that you're gonna get while Enzo's on TV goes down, and all that. The punishment that he got was supposed to be 20 feet up in the air at SummerSlam. That was what I read.
Yeah.
I
So
thought
I
the
don't.
punishment was going to 205 Live.
I
Well, that
heard all
was
were
part of it, like
punishments, but
205
the only one that
and-
seemed like a punishment was that cage above the ring because that match was the shits. God, that only punished all of us actually.
Yeah, I mean, did it really punish Enzo though?
No.
He was the
We suffered.
only thing that was talked about in that match was how he slithered out of that cage. So I mean, was that really punishing him?
Said this on Cruise Control. Now that we shit on the No Mercy stuff last week, but now that I've seen it come for at least 1 week with where they're going now, we have an idea. I think it's smart. It's not the idea I would have went with, but it's smart because now they've taken all these mainstream eyes. They've got them on the 205 Live's viewership's up. It's since Enzo's been there. That's a fact, and it continues to be.
I told you it would be.
Yeah. It's getting people.
Did I not say
It's-
if you don't put the belt on this guy, you're fucking stupid?
It's getting people talking, and what they're going to do is it's not going to be on Enzo long. They're going to capitalize on the new eyes they have now while they transition Neville out. Somehow get it on Cedric or another guy, and hopefully those new eyes stick around. Is what they're going to hope. This was their last ditch effort, like you were saying. I feel like.
Well, I called it when he was first brought to 205 Live. I believe I actually came on the Cruise Control show, and we had the conversation of, do you think Enzo should be cruiserweight
We have
champion?
established that you called it.
Well, no,
It doesn't need shoved down our
Just a
throats like
little
a
backstory.
Roman title run.
just a little backstory there. But I mean, as far as business goes, I mean, this guy is the guy you have to ride with for now. I don't agree with holding it on him for a short period of time. I think he needs to be.
Crash Holly, the Houdini, you always find a way out.
Well, yeah.
For a
I mean,
while?
yes. I think for at least until Royal Rumble or maybe after that, maybe WrestleMania. You can have a guy like Neville have to maybe if you're gonna do this fucking swap that looks like they're trying to do here, where they're trying to make Neville a babyface, which is fucking stupid.
Well, they want to do an anti-hero thing with him, which is I don't.
It's
like
so
that.
stupid because how many times has Neville shit on this whole cruiserweight division, and now he's defending him? So
That's silly. But
it's-
I'm talking about when supposedly when he goes to the main roster, they still want to make him a babyface. I'm like, what? I think it'll be a case of he's doing this anti-hero thing right now or whatever to stand up. But when he goes to the main roster, they'll just go back to heel like nothing ever happened. Like Bobby Roode's a babyface when he went to the for no fucking reason.
It's to the point now where I think Enzo needs to hold this belt, but I don't see why they need to make him a heel here. That's the only thing I don't agree with. I like Neville having to chase it for once because you never see Neville have to chase the belt. He always gets his rematch. Like the one time he lost it to Tozawa, he got his rematch a couple days later, fucking won it back.
Yeah.
So it's to the point where I think the crowd would be more in tune with making Neville earn it a little bit, and I think that would actually elevate Neville's stock even more. If Neville is the guy, like he has been on the show, where he's head and shoulders above everybody, if you're going to put him on a main roster to elevate him, why wouldn't it make it even better if you have him on TV more trying to earn his belt back as a heel?
I'm just confused. What nickname are they going to give him when he's on a cruiserweight show? Just the King? Is he going to dress like Lawler with a one-strap singlet?
I hope it's not the man that gravity forgot.
But I was saying to Logan, we were going in the segment when he stepped out. The best part of this, they left off the show. It was on the extras. Here comes Braun! Yes. And he comes out to the ring, and this was great. For no reason, by the way. It just, Braun was mad about losing the title, I guess. You guys want him? And then he gives him to the whole division. Everyone goes and gets their stuff in. Logan's favorite wrestler in the world, Brian Kendrick, did an airplane spin that was awesome. Passed him to Gulak.
Wasn't this the dark match?
This is
after they went off the air.
Yeah, and they put it on YouTube. The best part of this was said on Kayfabe today and another show this week. Drew Gulak continues to be my favorite part. Puts a smile on my face.
I love Drew Gulak.
Teased it to Mustafa Ali. It seems like it took forever. It was simmering. You know what I mean? Mustafa Ali and then Gulak stopped him from climbing up, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, all right, get up there! And everybody popped. It was fucking good. It was awesome. But I'm surprised they did this. I'm surprised, but I'm happy they did this because you know what? If anything, got everyone's head to turn. And that's a good thing in wrestling. And I love what you said last week. My favorite, you say when it calls for it.
Yes.
And it called for it with 205 Live in general to do something like this. Logan, the professional in cruiserweight wrestling.
Well, like I said a couple weeks ago on 205 Live on Cruise Control, I said straight up the numbers have went up since Enzo has been on TV in the cruiserweight division. 205 Live is now went from past the top 20 to literally the top 10.
You're welcome
on the
for
WWE
Enzo
Network.
More that you hate.
Well, you didn't book it. You didn't tell them. Well, maybe they listen to Slam
Just saying. I'm just saying Logan's been such an Enzo hater. And you're welcome.
Hey, you weren't on Cruise Control.
You're welcome for your viewership going up because of Enzo Amore. Because I looked at your show last week, and guess what? Your viewership's gone up more because you talk about Enzo Amore.
Thank you all to you guys, too, for the views on our show last week.
Yes.
It means the world. I have never seen Logan as heel as he was. You had Herbert the Pervert. You had Colin the Cocksucker. Were monikers given this week from Logan?
Logan, are you trying to steal my gimmick? Are you trying to young buck me right now?
He wants to do you proud. He's your mentor.
Trying to fucking young buck me? There's only one true asshole around here.
Are you
not
trying
stealing.
to young buck me? That sounds bad on so many levels.
So many levels. But no, it's not stealing when you took me under your wing and I'm trying to make you proud. And it's not stealing when sometimes I got a better lines than you.
With Michael, I think it's more like he put you under his armpit.
I never took you under my wing. Never did I say I'm taking you under my wing.
Well,
and never have you ever said any better line than I have. So
if you could see this guy's face.
You could take all the credit you want for the things that you say, but some of it's just not that witty, to be honest with you. I mean, it's fine though if you're trying to turn over a new leaf here and be a little more assertive, that's fine. But let's not step on toes here.
Well, let's cheap plug it. Guys, if you haven't checked out Cruise Control this week with James Herbert as a guest, check it out. It's on the channel.
Well, usually you don't, but this week you checked it out a little bit.
Hey, speaking of not thinking, Jason Jordan and Matt Hardy, you took on the Miztourage this week. You have a chance to finally do something with Matt, by the fates and Jeff getting hurt. And this is what they did. And then not only this, they won a match against the Miztourage, who we're supposed to believe can beat the Shield in a month. They did a promo backstage. And said, is Jason Jordan going to join the Hardy Boys? What the fuck am I watching? Jason
I want
Jordan!
to start it off.
Jason
I want
Jordan!
to start it off.
Calm down.
Jason
Big fella.
Jordan.
Calm
I'm
down.
so
Okay,
over the Kurt
calm
Angle
down.
storyline. I haven't
Calm
been
down.
this mad in a while.
Calm
Jason
down.
Jordan could have just came up as Jason Jordan. And that would have been fine. He's a good wrestler. Solid white meat babyface.
Underneath guy.
Right? Let's do it. We have not flat out asked since the Kurt Angle storyline. Because fuck this match. This match counterdicts everything about the main
Counter dicks.
counteracts, counterdicts, whatever. I'm so
Like,
fucking sick
what is counter
of
dicking?
Jason Gold-Blooded Angle.
Well, I counter dick you because I fucked her better. What does that mean?
The tag match with Matt Hardy and Jason, it was a waste. It totally negates the fact that Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel can be believed.
I personally think Matt Hardy. They're waiting for Matt Hardy to like push him more to a singles star when Jeff has the surgery. He hasn't had the surgery yet, so once he has that surgery, that's when Matt Hardy's singles competitor. And I think when Jeff Hardy,
again,
no, I think Matt Hardy's going to be face. I think he will. I think Jeff Hardy's going to.
I think
he could be a tweener.
I think it's impossible right now. The amount of people that have been waiting on the broken gimmick, how good he is at it, how entertaining. It's impossible to make him a heel with that right now. Just flat out impossible. It won't work.
Yeah, but he doesn't have to be a white meat baby face.
I didn't say that. I'm just saying, but he's going to get cheered no matter what he does. So just go with it as this more baby face than heel. And I apologize for yelling.
Why can't he be himself?
I apologize for yelling. But
no, that's fine.
Can we not argue this is the dumbest thing?
Another person stealing my damn gimmick.
Nobody's yet. It's Saturday night. It's not Sunday. I yell on Saturdays. You yell on Sundays. Now we've established. Is this the worst decision they've made all year? Because I got to think yes.
Yeah,
I really do. At this point,
with Matt Hardy,
we're in the fall now. No, with Jason Jordan being the son. Is that the worst decision they've made all year? And across the boards, any show. What do you think is good? Braun. That just happened.
The worst decision they've made all year is what they're doing with Finn Balor. Every night.
That's a good point. That I didn't even think about being a possible candidate.
That's the worst decision they've made all year.
With that, though, I think maybe we should just have some patience more. With this, it's just like they totally just cut Jason Jordan's legs out from having a chance.
I've tried to be patient.
It's just not working.
With Finn Balor.
Yeah, I get it.
When he first came back, I've tried to be patient. Like, okay, he's going to get pushed to that main event scene, and then it doesn't happen. So it's
Gold Dust.
It's
Gold Dust.
Yes,
Michael.
That's who he worked with.
We literally are going to review a Gold Dust match with Finn Balor in a little bit. Let's go right to it right now. Fuck it. That's what happened this week.
But before we do that, reiterate on Jason Jordan. Jason Jordan belongs in a tag team or in an underneath role. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He's a great worker. I get it.
Solid worker. You said it last week. He does not have that it factor charisma to stand on his own.
He's bland.
Not yet.
He's so bland. He has no person. I mean, he cut one of the worst promos of the year after his match with The Miz at No Mercy.
You destroyed that promo last week. But for anyone that missed it.
That promo was fucking terrible. I mean, this guy just speaks bland. This guy, he couldn't hold a candle to Kurt Angle's charisma. Kurt Angle had this dorky, fucking funny charisma that just fit. And Jason Jordan, he belongs on the pre-show, to be honest with you. If you want to put on a good match in the pre-show, he's your guy. Yeah. But does he belong on my television in the third hour? No.
Most of the best promos in the history of wrestling have never been these straight out of these collegiate athletes. That very few are special.
He is the epitome of somebody that needs a mouthpiece.
Very few are special like a Kurt Angle and The Rock, where they were these collegiate stars who were just incredible promos. They were that talented.
Bobby Heenan, God bless his soul.
Yeah.
Would be perfect with a guy like Jason Jordan.
I agree.
Because Jason Jordan speaks an in-ring style like Mr. Perfect. But Mr. Perfect had way more charisma. So, I mean, Jason Jordan, like I said, just speaks a guy that needs a mouthpiece so bad so he doesn't have to talk. You know what I mean? Like Brock. You know what I mean? What would Brock be without Paul Heyman, to be honest with you? If Brock had to go it on his own, do you think he'd be where he is in the company?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
It's to the point where they did something right with a guy.
He'd be something, but nowhere near the. He wouldn't be as over.
No,
flat out, no way.
And I think if they want to make Jason Jordan a star, that's what they need.
Agree. Let's
maybe if they want to. I hate to say it. I want to word it right because I don't want to say if they want to build on Bobby Heenan's passing because you can't build on somebody dying. But if they want to go,
well, this is WWE. Paul Bear died.
If they want to go off that gimmick, why can't they have the Heyman family? Where they have these guys
new dangerous
with Heyman to the point where Heyman's getting all these guys over and making them stars.
I don't think they'll ever put Heyman with anyone ever except Asuka. I think he's just going to be with Brock. And I know that's a bold claim to make, but we've seen it. We've seen so many guys.
Because there's no managers in wrestling right now aside from Paul Heyman. To be
on
honest
the
with
indies
you.
there are, but they're on the indies.
At least in WWE.
Speaking of talking and giving guys time, let's finally give Logan some time. Logan, you go in because we don't want to talk about it. Goldust and Finn Balor, what'd you think? And do you agree with what Michael said about Balor being one of the biggest busts of the year? Because I do agree. Because I didn't even think about that at first, but now, I got
you. To me, Goldust should not be in a feud with Finn Balor, and Finn Balor should not be in a match between Goldust. I mean, it's just pointless. It's you question the booking, you question every little aspect of what they're thinking, because it's just like mind-boggling that they would even book that stupid shit on television. I don't care if it's a meaningless Raw. I don't care, but to me, you have no Brock, you have no Cena. Why book this? Why?
Yeah.
Well, don't get me started on Bray Wyatt. Raw. Sorry to cut you off, Logan.
That's what I'm saying. Like, no, you're good, but to me, it's like a couple weeks ago we had Bray Wyatt and Goldust. I mean, what the hell? It was pointless. I don't care about him wiping the paint off of his face and then he was Dustin Rhodes for a night or whatever.
Spoiler,
it's pointless.
It was Dustin Rhodes for years. I never knew that, Michael.
No way, The Natural?
Yeah, him. Remember him?
No.
I've seen him since 94. Oh. That's what he's been doing this whole time.
Holy shit.
I know. Fuck. Oh, sorry, Logan. We're just in Florida here.
And for Michael saying that
didn't his
Finn
wife
Balor
leave him for
was
New Jack?
Oh shoot!
Sorry, that's pretty sad.
I had a drink in my mouth. I almost spit it out. Go ahead, Logan.
When your wife leaves you for a piece of shit like New Jack, that should just make you.
She didn't leave him. She was separated from him for years. She just happened to find New Jack along the way, somewhere in some gutter.
She has great taste in men.
Please don't kill us, New Jack. Go ahead, Logan.
New Jack, I've already called out New Jack. New Jack wants to come find me. I'll be glad.
Once again, I know our voices sound a little bit similar, but that was Michael who said he called out New Jack. Please don't come and stab my family.
New Jack, please come to my doorstep so I can shoot you in the fucking head.
Wow. I don't think we'll ever have to use a guest.
Because guess what? As long as I may spend in prison, the world will be rid of New Jack, the world's biggest piece of shit.
Oh, God. I mean, Jared from Subway is still alive. He might be the world's biggest piece of shit.
He's in prison, where he belongs.
He got his. So
New Jack has yet to get his.
New Jack's like that Leonardo DiCaprio.
He's the guy that keeps doing all these terrible fucking felonious things to people and still is out in society, which I don't understand.
He wrestles.
He stabs
in
a guy.
Prison jumpsuit.
He stabs a guy in a match. He fucking almost kills a guy, and he's still out. Nobody presses charges.
Let me tell you something. This goes exactly what you're saying with how special they're making Finn Balor feel right now. That match with Goldust was so bad. We're talking about New Jack and his career. First time ever, his career retrospective.
New Jack can suck my dick.
I just want to say
it's in the comment section below, in case he actually listens.
Right. Go ahead, Logan.
Michael said that Finn Balor was the bust of the year, and to me, it's not Finn Balor's fault. It's the booking wise. Okay.
Well, that's what I said.
But to me, there's a triple number one on the bust. Okay. One, it is Finn Balor. Finn Balor's definitely there. To me, number two was Braun Strowman's loss at No Mercy. And then number one, to me, is one of the biggest busts of the year is Anderson and Gallows.
I mean, it's a bust, but I don't put it on the levels.
Yeah, I don't
the
care.
Other ones we mentioned.
Anderson and Gallows are just in the wrong company.
They need to be
PG.
in a stable.
That's
not, the problem.
They're not
Anderson
PG.
And Gallows. They need to be in a stable first, and then they break out from the stable.
Biggest problem is Anderson and Gallows do not do their best entertaining work under a PG environment.
Exactly. Shout out to the video of Maria dancing in Japan. My God, they're SG. We talked about that in the group chat, I think, this week.
Gallows and Anderson would have been right at home in the Attitude Era.
I agree.
But unfortunately, as far as Gallows goes, he's just been.
Well, eventually, they just got to turn to like Turd Ferguson and Chad Too Bad, or
it's to the point
Tex
where
Ferguson, not Turd Ferguson.
I just didn't understand when they signed with this company how they were really going to get over that well in this era.
It wrote itself. You remember that they signed Nakamura, Styles, and those two guys at once. Like right when we first started this show.
Styles is so PG. It's not funny. Even in the Bullet Club, he was PG because he's of his lifestyle. Nakamura, you can't understand him, so he could probably say "go fuck yourself" and nobody'd know what he's saying. So the only two guys that really are going to get hurt in this equation, yeah, go fuck yourself.
Gallows and Anderson.
Gallows and Anderson, they are the only two that you can really understand to the point where you're like, okay, we have to tone these guys back a little bit.
Bust
Yes, they're.
of the tag
I wouldn't
team
call
division.
them a bust though. It's to the point where they're.
You think they're a lost cause?
They're in the wrong place at the wrong time.
You think they'll ever sniff that title picture again, or you think they're salvageable?
No.
I think you throw them in a stable,
I mean,
heel stable. You can put tag belts on them again. Someday.
I mean, you can put them in the title picture, but I wouldn't. I wouldn't see them ever winning those belts again. Unless WWE changes their demographic, these are two of the guys that are really going to be victimized by this PG era.
Well, I mean, Balor did mention, to get back to Balor real quick, he did mention the Universal title for the first time in months in this.
Well, he mentions it all the time.
I just don't remember him doing it. And this, I do want to say, this whole man versus man. What the fuck am I watching?
What other match are you gonna watch? Is this fucking animal versus robot?
Let's go to something else on the show to get through Raw here. Curt Hawkins, Braun Strowman. I like something about Curt Hawkins. I like the losing streak.
How many times was Braun Strowman on television?
He was on a lot.
He wrestled Curt Hawkins. Then he wrestled Dean Ambrose
immediately after. He called out like he squashed Curt Hawkins. There's no match.
Then he beat the shit out of Enzo at the end of the show.
Okay, here we go. Ambrose and Strowman, call me crazy. 2 nights in a row, Ambrose had a good match. I can't complain on any Dean Ambrose this week. Can you believe it?
He's starting to sell.
He's not phoning it in. Let's say it. Let's be real. He's giving a shit.
Well, I never thought he was phoning it in. I just thought he was terrible at selling.
Oh, I've thought he's been half-assing it for months. I just thought he's not a company guy. He doesn't like it there. I think Logan said that before too. But now it seems like
been there for a long time.
Something clicked. So. Maybe I don't know what, but it seems like, call me crazy, especially that tag match in No Mercy. My God.
I mean, Ambrose has been there since 2012.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not like if he didn't like it there, he could more.
We've seen a lot of.
He can more than help himself by making a living on the indies.
In this match, we saw another post spot. We've seen a lot of post spots in the last week of wrestling with Nia, Braun. I feel like Braun's taken 5 post spots for some reason, but Braun won with the Davey Boy. After the match, it's pretty much Braun getting his heat back. But too bad he can't just beat a guy 10 years older than Dean for the title. 1 F5.
Not going to get a shot at him for another 3 months. I'm sorry, 2 months.
Other than that, the ladies
because
this week,
Brock's not coming back till Survivor Series.
We questioned last week on the No Mercy post show, where's Mickie James? And boy, did we get Mickie James this week.
She looked hot.
Yeah. I mean, okay, this is the guy. Months ago, you said she looked like an old, rode hard and put away wet.
She looked hot. She looked hot on Monday.
But I liked they gave Mickie some fucking heat for once. Go ahead, Michael. What you think?
I like this segment that she had with Alexa Bliss, where basically she's saying, I heard what you said about me last night on Raw Talk, which if anybody missed that, go back and listen to it because it was good. As usual, when Alexa Bliss opens her mouth, it always ends well. Pun intended. But
Buddy Murphy.
She basically called Mickie James an old lady.
Well, she did. She got it out of her.
And basically said she's no challenge to me. A match with her would end in less than 5 minutes or whatever it was. And on Raw, Mickie James decided to rebut with, what was that you said about me? And basically, it was a little too drawn out for my taste, to the point where...
Cut about 3 minutes off this
segment. Yeah, Mickie James kept asking her way too many times to say it to her face and stuff like that. This could have been done a lot quicker.
Yeah.
But still, I thought it was okay, to the point where, okay, we're going to try and... I was wondering what they were doing with Mickie James, because they brought her over to Raw, and I was like, okay, what the fuck's the point?
I usually watch Raw in the Hulu version, and so I don't see the show live when it happens. So this is one of the YouTube clip thumbnails I saw.
Yeah, Mickie James.
I thought they made her the general manager of the ladies at first.
No.
Before I watched it, and I was thinking, like, that's actually a good idea.
No, they didn't, but they finally made her relevant on the show.
They did.
And putting her in some kind of feud with somebody that means something to where she might get over. So I feel like this is why they brought her to Raw, to feud with Alexa, to make Alexa look a little stronger. Obviously, I think Alexa's going to go over here in whatever they do, and it's, God, I hope it's setting up for Nia.
You got Asuka coming. It's announced at TLC also.
That's fine, but the match I would love to see the most is Nia and Asuka.
I don't think they're going to shoehorn Asuka. Well, they might shoehorn her right in the title picture. She's undefeated. Maybe they'll just have a match at TLC. Alexa retain. Then after the match, that's
Well, who's
Asuka's
Nia
appearance.
gonna? Or I'm sorry, who's Asuka gonna face?
Not announced. I don't know if she'll have a match.
It's on my birthday.
Logan, you think
TLC on
it
my
is?
birthday.
I saw that October 20th. I tagged you in that. I think.
Yes.
October 22nd. Lee comes back
My
on
30th
your
birthday.
How to tell him to sell? Excuse me.
So it's going to be my 30th birthday celebration / post show.
Logan, what did you think of the Mickie James segment on Raw this week?
The Mickie James segment was too long. Could have been done in 2 minutes. Could have been a quickie. Could have been like a Hibiki quickie.
I could get it done in 2 minutes with any of them. Not afraid
Especially
to admit it.
Tamina?
Not afraid to admit it.
Tamina?
Oh, just turn the light
Ruby
on.
Riot?
Hey, beauty's only a light switch away.
Alicia Fox?
Nikki Cross?
Hey, beauty's only a light switch away, Logan. It all feels.
Make sure to hit that like
it
button
all
and subscribe.
feels good.
Go ahead, Logan.
Well, I just say, like, to me, it could have been like a Hibiki quickie. It could have been
That's right.
done in 2 minutes or less. You know, to me, I just don't. I get the segment and all. It's
Well,
just,
Logan, you know that feeling on the inside of a woman, don't you?
yeah.
Serious. Why do you always got to do that?
What?
The man get a point across. He hasn't healed on you all episode.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just
God.
reiterating my
You
point.
just got to make
on it
like
wouldn't-
old times. Don't
No,
you?
I was reiterating my point that it wouldn't take long.
No, what, AR?
I think he's getting ready for Hell in a Cell pay-per-view post show.
Oh, he's your warm up for Lee. He doesn't need a warm up for Lee. Trust me.
Yeah.
Michael is prepared for a year for Lee to come back. Can we do me, guys? I'm gonna do the show is solid. I don't want to talk about any more Raw except the Miz and Roman Reigns was an okay match. Problem is, champ lost clean. Champ lost clean. No,
But he got over after.
did he?
Yeah.
They had chairs.
Yeah.
They used weapons. Does that really get your heel heat? I mean, does that? I mean, they get you heel
He's
heat,
a
but
heel.
does
He
that
needs
get you
that.
over incredible?
He's a heel against a guy who just beat Super Cena. Yes, he needs that.
Good. The match and what your thoughts?
The match itself, good match. Roman goes over like he should, especially after beating Super Cena. Miz, who dominates Cena for most of WrestleMania, but loses to Cena.
D'Lo Brown head
But,
whip.
but
You guys
I'm
can't
sorry.
see it.
I'm just
It's going
saying.
nuts over here.
But loses to Cena at WrestleMania. I mean, this is what makes sense to me. I mean, the Miz should lose here. And it made sense as far as what storyline they're going with here with the Shield gimmick and the Miz Taraj. The Miz Taraj comes in and after many minutes of battling, which I felt like went on way too long with Roman. I felt like they made Roman look way too strong here against 3 fucking guys.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't care who it is. Roman Reigns, put him on the street against 3 fucking guys that weigh 250 or better. And see how long he's going to last getting his fucking ass
and
kicked.
people can argue the point they did with Brock, but let's be honest. Brock Lesnar's a different kind of
Yeah,
animal.
Brock Lesnar was actually the UFC heavyweight champion, so he was the baddest man on the planet for a long time. But to this point,
He wasn't a collegiate football player who was and his dad just happened to be one of the wild Samoans.
Yeah, Roman Reigns was made to look a little too strong here at the end, where felt like it made the Miz Taraj look too weak here, that it took them so long to finally get him down. But other than that,
That's
I
what
felt
I'm saying. Why they didn't look even with shares. It still seemed like...
other than that, they finally got him down and they ended the show on top. But to me, they
couldn't help it. The little shield fist thing.
Yeah. Well.
Talk about 3 guys so unfitting to do
foreshadowing. I hope that gets fucking brought up 10 years from now. Yeah, you remember when The Miz and Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas did the Shield gimmick?
Yeah. Hey, you remember when Jinder Mahal was?
I hope they come out of the crowd next week because it would be funny as shit.
I think they will.
If I was writing it, I would do that.
Do you have them come out dressed as the Shield too with the vest?
Absolutely, that'd be fucking.
Kind of like what Ziggler's been doing.
That'd be beautiful. But I don't know if WWE is actually funny enough to do it.
They have their moments. We just don't get them a lot anymore. Sometimes they get us. The Festival of Friendship was.
I would love to see Bo Dallas try to do the Seth Rollins flip over the barricade.
But he misses, like he messes it up. But
they
don't need to be going comedy route right now. If they're gonna do this, don't go comedy one week. Like, if anything, make a nice balance. But I don't think they know how to do that. The writing team, I mean, not
I
the
think it'd be
performers.
funny.
Logan, the main event of Raw this week, the Shield aftermath. What did you think? How Raw ended this week? And let's just go to the grades after. What do you grade Raw?
I'm not big on anything Roman Reigns versus The Miz, but I'll give it a chance. These two guys didn't put on a bad match. Roman Reigns, like Michael said, should have. Michael is right because Roman Reigns should have went over because he went over Super Cena. In the long run, I would love to see The Miz and them do like a fake Shield comeback next week.
Of them making fun of the Shield. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about it's supposed to be
That's what I'm
serious.
saying.
Bo Dallas doing his flip over the barricade is supposed to be funny.
Yeah.
I'm saying they should do a parody of it. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Logan.
That's what I think that's what they should do. I think that'd be awesome to see. It gives them something to do, and like a segment that like the fans instant heel heat. Instant.
Curtis Axel coming out in a black wig.
Or no, with the blonde streak.
No, that's what Bo Dallas does.
Oh yeah.
Curtis Axel comes out in the black Roman Reigns wig.
I think for this entire angle, Bo Dallas needs to dye half his hair blonde and just dye back normal when the angle's over.
Well, that's fine, but
I'm just saying.
I think it'd be funny as shit if they did like a parody next week where they came out of the crowd and it just ended up like a geriatric thing when they came over the barricade where Bo Dallas does the flip over the barricade and he trips up or something, and then you have Roman, you have Curtis Axel trying to do the Roman thing, but he can't get the guy up. You know what I mean? Something like that. I think it'd be fucking hilarious.
Like he does the but he falls back.
Yes, I would love it. I would love it.
Logan, what do you grade Monday Night Raw this week?
A C minus.
Ooh, hot take from Logies. Michael, grade for the show?
C minus.
I would go D plus even. This show did not captivate me. I am not into this angle at all. That's what the icing on the cake was for the main angle.
What were your good parts of the show, Travis?
Oh Christ, good parts of the show for me. Definitely the cruiserweight thing was the shining star of the show. Who'd have thought I'd say that on Monday Night Raw? Getting the main event time slot. Still did not give it a C minus even in my eyes.
Your bad points of the show, just 2 or 3.
So many. Pretty much everything we reviewed. Jason Jordan being in the Hardys, Finn Balor, Goldust. My God, just the whole Miz Siraj thing. I'm just not a fan. Not digging it. Not digging Raw right now.
I gave it a C minus. I enjoyed the Alexa Bliss, Mickie James thing.
That was okay.
It could have been cut off a little bit there. I also enjoyed the main event match itself. I thought it was a pretty good match.
We also didn't mention that Enzo had that restraining order thing that we didn't talk about with Kurt
and
Angle.
The cruiserweight division. And my bad points obviously were Goldust, Finn Balor, and anything else to do with the first hour of Raw.
There you have it. That was Monday Night Raw this week, guys. Let's get right into it, I guess. This week's SmackDown Live review.
It wasn't good enough.
Well, we don't even have music, so why does it matter?
All right.
It's live Saturday Night Slam Pigs. Anyone, thank you for stopping by the live chat.
We are running way over time here.
It's all good. It's all good in the hood. We're going to try to breeze through SmackDown. Because quite honestly, SmackDown may have been worse than Raw. Except for maybe Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, which is what the show started off. Let's give it to Logan with SmackDown. Show kicked off Kevin Owens cutting a promo about Shane, all that drama going down to that angle. Sami Zayn coming out. And then it was announced they had another match. Right now, I'm so sick of Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. But I get why it was. Thank God it was on a SmackDown and not an angle for a pay-per-view. What did you think of this back and forth between Zayn and Owens to open up the show this week, Logan?
It was typical same shit, different show. Kevin Owens has become that guy where just anything that he's involved with is just money. It's dollar signs, and in the long run, Kevin Owens could be like one of the best heels the company has right now.
Well, he already is.
Yeah, I'm just like, to me, it's a matter of time where Kevin Owens is holding, like the Intercontinental title or the United States title and the WWE title or the Universal title. So to me, he's just that guy. Like everybody, and this goes back to like when he took out Vince McMahon. everybody thought that he wasn't a Vince McMahon guy. Well, Vince McMahon wouldn't have put Kevin Owens over like that if he wasn't a fan at all.
I'm sorry, Vince McMahon wouldn't have put the Universal title on him if he wasn't a Vince McMahon guy. So
Exactly. So those people that said, that Vince McMahon just complained about his weight 24/7 of the day, I swear it's like Vince McMahon was asleep at night in his bed and he just dreamed of Kevin Owens fat rolls or something and just woke up, damn it, Kevin, lose weight. I'm sorry, but the fans that think that and thought that, they're wrong and they're just stupid.
well, Kevin Owens is obviously upper echelon talent. I've never been a fan of his figure. I think his figure has gotten out of control. To be honest with you, but it's fine. It's to be expected now. So, he. I've always made this complaint with Kevin Owens to the point where he will never be the guy in the company until he does something with himself. But that's not to say that he's not a Vince McMahon guy.
A Vince McGuy.
Yeah,
You should call him
a
that.
Vince McGuy. But if Vince McMahon obviously likes him, or he wouldn't keep putting him on television in such prominent roles. It's just to the point where I don't think Kevin Owens will ever get over that semi-main event picture as the number one guy in the company because of that. But that's fine. I know Kevin Owens is a great guy in real life, family guy, loves his wife and kids. But
You also
little
need a guy,
lazy, lazy in the weight room.
You need a guy
A
on
little
the mid.
lazy with his diet.
I think you need a guy like an Owens on the mid card though that can go from the mid card to the main event and keep going back and forth. I think that's a good thing to keep your mid card strong. And this Vince angle with the mid carder essentially. Sorry to slap in the face to any KO fans.
Well, that's what Logan and I were just talking about. People that say that Kevin Owens was like not a Vince McMahon guy. If he wasn't a Vince McMahon guy, why would they put the Universal title on him?
No. Why would Vince have allowed him to bust him the hard way if Vince wasn't?
Yeah,
saw something.
It's to the point where if he's not a Vince guy,
I stepped out for a soda pop. Sorry, I missed what you said.
If he's not a Vince guy, then why has he accomplished the things he's accomplished? So,
exactly.
I think that makes all those people on the internet sound fucking stupid.
Contradicts their arguments, basically.
So Travis missed the part where I said that Vince. Travis stepped out and missed the part where I said that Vince McMahon sleeps at night, has nightmares of Kevin Owens' fat rolls, and then wakes up in the middle of his sleep and goes, "Damn it, Kevin, lose weight."
And then he sneezes and then he cusses again because he can't control the sneeze.
Because
he's crazy.
It's what I do when I think about Logan.
We would definitely see more later in the show. Kevin Owens. We'll get back to that. Ty Dillinger, Baron Corbin. Count out.
Number one contender for the U.S. title.
It ended in a count out, so we have no contender. After the match, Ty was attacked with a big boot off the apron. AJ hits the ring, comes out, but Corbin runs away, blah, 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 talks trash, rinse and repeat.
Corbin and Styles.
It's going to be a fucking triple threat.
No, it's going to be Corbin and Styles.
I'm still thinking it's going to be a triple threat. Pride of Bulgaria celebration. Because honestly, does anyone really want to talk about the match with Corbin and Dillinger? I mean, we can if you guys do. We can stop the brakes and...
No.
Logan?
No.
Pride of Bulgaria celebration with Rusev.
This got fucking Baron Corbin, and I don't want to talk about it.
This had the potential if they let Rusev, like we were talking about at the top of the show, be Rusev more. But this wasn't good. This was basically just to carry on the goddamn feud with Orton. And guess what happened? Take a wild guess what happened.
Orton attacked him
with
an RKO.
And that was it. That was it. All of this fucking... Did you see this segment, Logan, this week?
Yes, I did. I had to mute the TV because I was getting a headache from the singing from what's his face. I just
Rusev?
I get it. He's got a good voice when he was singing that little song for Rusev, but Jesus, I was just ugh.
You don't love Rusev?
I didn't say I don't like I don't like Rusev at all, but to me it's the singing. Like I get the gimmick and all that, but he didn't need music or somebody singing a song for him to get him over in that segment. I think to take Rusev seriously, they didn't need music in the long run. They just needed Rusev to come out and give him his opportunity by himself. And I think Aiden English singing that song was more over than Rusev himself.
Yeah.
That's sad.
Rusev just doesn't care anymore, flat out. Why should he? Look what they're doing. Look what they've done with him. He's always found a way to piss somebody off backstage. Hasn't made the best choices with breaking kayfabe and putting your engagement out there back a year and a half ago. I know, Michael, I know, but WWE's petty, and they punish guys for the littlest things sometimes.
Because the heel guy married his heel manager.
Bobby Roode is a babyface, Michael. If you could see the enthusiasm on Michael's face from that simple sentence. First, The Undertaker returned this week, if you didn't know, Michael. It was Ziggler, dressed as Taker. And for anyone that complained, I saw people saying, I really thought that was Taker. How dare they tease us with someone? How could you not tell that was Dolph Ziggler? What gave it away? The foot shorter than he is than the fucking guy? I'm sorry. I knew immediately what they were doing here. This is another Ziggler promo, shitting on the fans you never cared about. Typical, interrupted by babyface Bobby Roode, banter back and forth. We don't need to get into. Let's get more into the decision to make Bobby Roode a babyface, Michael. I know you're so in love with this wonderful booking decision. Go ahead.
It's just contradicting itself from what brought him to the main roster. Yes, you can have a cigarette.
I don't want to say it,
but you said it. You said it way loud enough for everybody to hear. So yes, you can have a cigarette, Travis. But
Sandman in the house.
It's to the point where they're contradicting themselves. So if a guy playing a heel so well brought them up to the main roster, why, as soon as you bring them up to the main roster, would you change their character from a heel to a babyface? It's one of those things that I don't understand. I guess it's to the point where they're like, well, we need Sami Zayn for Kevin Owens tonight, so I guess we're not going to use him to build up Bobby Roode.
And look, we get it. There's a difference. Like, okay, the Vaughn Villains, and it was they weren't the NXT champion in a Ric Flair type of role for a year as the ultimate fucking heel.
And what does Bobby Roode fucking that's my whole point. Like the ultimate heel. That's what he speaks in his entrance itself.
The running down Roderick Strong's children and family.
Oh my god! And not just that.
But he's a lovable guy,
but
Michael.
If you were
buy 3 shirts,
I'm just saying. But just to look at Bobby Roode and look at his entrance, what would he speak? Meat babyface right there. American white meat babyface.
I'll tell you exactly why they did this. The music. They see the reaction the music gets. And they figured, my God, we got to capitalize. Problem is, it's on a true heel.
Why do you have to change him? You can still have that reaction.
The fans chanted along with Curt for years, but they kept him heel for the most part. They changed him sometimes, but
they chanted "You suck," yes, and they chant Bobby Roode's music because they enjoy the entrance. That doesn't make him any less of a heel.
And Kurt Angle's also a guy that can do both roles. He can be the All-American. He can be a
Bobby
prick.
Roode.
Bobby Roode can't.
I don't see him as a babyface.
Remember when Beer Money were babyfaces? When they were attacked? I thought he was good as that kind of babyface, but that was more or less more rugged.
That was a more PG-13 babyface.
This working man, even though he was the rich guy in that team.
I'm gonna come beat your ass, and I'm gonna go home and have beer. Even though that was kind of the way it was.
Even they were called Beer Money, and he was the money. And even though he was the more rich guy in that team, they still seemed like the more working man's type of team, as opposed to this Bobby Roode character where
kind of like me. I'm kind of the working man's babyface of the show.
What am I?
You're the white meat.
I'm the white meat babyface. I'm here yelling about Jason Jordan, and that's our white meat babyface on Slam.
You're the white meat babyface, where you're just a nice guy to everyone.
That bums cigarettes live on air,
and that's how you are.
Let's give it to our guest this week.
I'm more of a working man's babyface. I tell it like it is, but you know what? Still a good guy.
There you go. What more can you're like Tracy Smothers?
Logan is just that bland kind of heel character that nobody buys. But that's fine.
Oh my.
Logan's here.
You be serious.
He does what he can.
I'm just waiting on his new gimmick to come out. He's promised the show tonight.
Logan? I'm sorry.
Logan Hogan?
Doink the Logan?
Doink the Logan. Hashtag Doink the Logan. It makes no fucking sense, but let's use it.
They said his clown gimmick.
I don't know what the clown. I don't know why that was
Doink dressed up as Logan? Is that what it is?
Logan dressed
No,
up as
I don't
Doink.
know.
You
No.
think the Logan? I don't know. I'm overthinking that name.
Logan the Clown? I'm
They-
sorry.
Logan the Clown.
They-
It's like Frank the Clown. Noel Foley's boyfriend or whatever.
Could be.
Oh, God, that
Logan,
guy's-
go ahead. What do you got?
What do you think about Bobby Roode as a babyface, Logan? Thumbs up, thumbs
First
down,
of
or thumbs
all-
up asses?
First of all,
Yeah,
I would
get
probably
your
think
massager
it's
out of
better
your ass
than
first.
Yeah. Okay.
Just pretend he's James Hebert and go heel on him. You had no problem on cruise
Oh,
control.
You know what? I don't have time for a guy named Michael when he's got time. Michael, just be ready for Lee, okay? Stop picking on me. Stop trying to.
I'm ready for Lee.
outshine-
I don't have to do any preparation.
I can see Michael
Stop
having
trying
like
to
a
outshine-
shit-talking open challenge where he's probably ready for anybody, honestly.
I don't give a shit about it. You can
I
bring that.
don't give a shit about
Hey,
anybody.
You can bring that.
God,
you can-
what a heel.
I'm sorry. You can bring that Canadian prick on my show. I don't give a fuck about him either. Since he's your unknown boyfriend, Logie Broski.
Okay.
Even though he shits on you, and then you're like, oh, I forgive it.
Let's stop dropping nukes in our promos.
Sorry.
Could you imagine a heel, though, that was that heel? And
I'm
he'd
just
be like,
saying.
Hurricane Katrina, I don't give a shit about any of you. Saturday night, I'll be there live in the ring. God, what a fucking heel.
It's not how I said it.
No, I'm just saying, imagine a heel that just didn't give a shit like that, like there used to be back in the day.
Sorry.
Now, it would never work. Too many people with their panties in a bunch.
Logie's Broski.
Actually, Michael, I heard something about you saying that I've gotten a lot better, so quiet down. Quiet down. Quiet down. Quiet down, sir.
I have
no,
I don't quiet down.
You have admitted that Logan's gotten better
That's
than
Travis speaking, not me.
That's you speaking to me and me saying what you've said.
No,
to me.
that's you speaking to me, and I'm like,
he just doesn't want to break kayfabe and admitted he said that. I get it. Go ahead. What do you think about Mr. Rude as Mr. Babyface, Logan? Finally, we'll get to it.
Not that anybody cares.
He was so good in NXT at what he was doing, what he was accomplishing, running down families to holding the NXT title to just being that that guy that really was glorious. And that the gimmick itself is the reason why the Vince McMahon probably thinks, well, if he can play heel that good with that gimmick, can you imagine it face? Yeah.
That is the worst
I'm gonna give it.
I've ever heard.
Well, you know what? I'm not gonna try. Okay, I'm not gonna attempt it.
I really think the writing team sat on the network and they watched like '89 when Ric Flair was a babyface against Terry Funk. Well, it worked back then. Difference is, Ric is Ric Flair.
You think the writing team ever watched wrestling in 1989?
Good point. I'm just trying to imagine why the fuck they're doing this. I'm bringing up every scenario possible in my head.
Giving them way too much credit.
Man.
I'm giving them opportunities. At the long run, I'm going to let them at least try to convince me, but I don't see it right now. I just see too much of they want him to ride the coattails of Ric Flair, and nobody can be Ric Flair. So in the long run, Bobby Roode's got to be Bobby Roode as a face. So the song's over with the song, and the word glorious is over with the crowd. The gimmick's over. So of course it might work. It might flat out just say in about a month or so, hey, we need to turn him heel again. In the long run, it's perfect for Dolph Ziggler to be in this feud right now with Bobby Roode because of the fact that hey, he's running the fans down, saying that they don't care. He's getting booed. And then they hear that glorious theme song. So, in the long run, let's give it an opportunity. But I want to know what Michael thinks.
He said it. He said what he thought. I agree with both of you guys. I think you just threw me off with all his heel promos. You forgot what he said. No, I agree with everything you both said. It doesn't fit. Doesn't fit. And I think they're going to have to heal him eventually for it to actually start working.
My Twitter handle will never end with Broski.
And Ziggler's just cannon fodder at this point in his career. They don't care about Ziggler. Maybe this is leading to something, but I don't know what. The impersonator gimmick never leads to anything main event worthy. It never has. Ever.
Just saying. It's bad as I've ever treated Logan. Never treated him as badly as the guy who has the second half of his Twitter handle.
I don't see how he treats him bad. What are you talking about? What are we doing?
Well, I don't want to put things public, but
Let's people have their own crosses to bear. Let's get back to SmackDown because you guys have been looking at the thumbnail.
I'm a grown man, so I don't.
Well, let's be grown men. Let's be professionals. Let's do the show.
I don't act like teenage girls.
It's Saturday Night Slam Pigs. You guys have been staring at it the whole thumbnail. Nakamura, Jinder Mahal segment this week. Again, they just keep getting worse and worse. This reign.
Bullshit. It was awful.
This reign
I don't ever want to see it again.
And worse by the week, and I think they have to pull the trigger on Nakamura. You've said it for weeks, and no one's listened to anything we've had to say.
I don't want
the
to
gender
pull the trigger
experiment.
On Nakamura, to be honest with you.
You don't?
I don't. I don't think he's the guy to take the belt. I feel like
babyface Bobby Roode.
I don't know whether babyface Bobby Roode would
is that his gimmick now? But yeah. Babyface Bobby Roode.
Babyface Bobby Roode, but that would be so like fourth wall with the WWE that it would never happen. But it's to the point where
that's like six walls because it's a joke within a joke and a parody. I don't know, smart stuff.
I just don't want to see either one of them on my television.
This may be one of the worst WWE title feuds ever.
Unless Nakamura is wrestling, I don't want him on my television. He was so.
Are we there now already?
He was so protected in NXT. How many times did you see him cut a promo in NXT?
Very rarely.
Exactly.
Sometimes.
So why in WWE do they decide? Oh, let's have this guy come out and represent.
Because it's main roster.
Represent
baby.
the babyface
with the big boys.
Yeah, let's have him come out and represent the demographic of babyfaces, like, and the babyface crowd's like, yeah, and then they hear him talk, and it's like, yeah. Like, they have no idea what the fuck he said.
No. Let's just smile and nod and keep clapping because we like Nakamura's entrance.
Yeah, pretty much
the fans.
That's what it is. So it's to the point, like I said.
Because his matches have been nothing to write home about on the main roster.
They have not.
At all.
And I don't know if that has to do with the time that he has to do things or
the guys
or the guy. I find it hard to believe it's the guys that he has to work with.
I don't know what it is.
Because he has top-notch guys to work with.
He's been in there with Owens,
but he
also
has very zero, like we spoke about before. A lot of the talent here has maybe an hour before they go on to really prepare for things. So it's.
Would you think that's one of the guys that get a set in stone script? He would have to maybe a day or two ahead than the other guys.
And you'd have to have his interpreter tell him.
You got to have Funaki over there with him, coaching him what the fuck to say properly, because that's the guy that Logan actually broke that. It was Funaki that does all these.
His English is wonderfully terrible.
He's probably really busy with Kairi Sane right now, honestly, with her English. Christ.
It's like it's basically Shinsuke female version.
But the point is, guys, are trying to make, you saw it in the tagline thumbnail. Gender is bombing. This reign. Michael was just reading to me a link before we went on air about an article somebody wrote about being one of the worst reigns of all time. Logan, I kind of have to agree with that statement. Now that we've had a couple months with the gender, we all gave it a chance. At least we were open to this. At first.
Wasn't.
Well,
I was not.
You're Michael.
I was never open to this. I believe when he won the title.
No, you think I was yelling over Jason Jordan? Yeah. Go back and listen to when Jinder won the title in that episode, our post show with Michael.
Logan was here.
I think he was.
Yeah, it's awful, and I said it back then. And man, all these people that hate me, it's such a shame that 85-90% of the time I'm right. So it's. You can hate me if you want, but love me if you can, because I speak the truth, and I speak the future most of the time. So it's.
What if they can't love you? Then what? Love you if you can.
Yeah, well, if you can.
If you can't, like if they're disabled, they can't physically love a person. I don't know what I'm talking about. It's late.
They can't love somebody because they're physically disabled. Jesus Christ.
Welcome to Saturday Night Slam Pigs, Logan. What did you think? What do you think of this gender reign? Like I asked before we went into totally unclassy territory. Go ahead, Logan.
You would.
I had to mute myself just to laugh at that.
See,
you get heel Travis on Saturday night.
Travis is supposed to be your white meat baby face.
Well, where's our NBC special Saturday Night Slam Pigs? Dick Ebersol put us on network TV.
Insulting crippled.
I gotta leave a mark.
You got anything you want to say about Down syndrome people?
Let's just move it on, okay? No, I don't. I don't want to say anything else, actually. Right. Go ahead, Luke.
I said it I'm pretty sure I said it since day one. The Jinder Mahal reign was not going to work, and to me, it hasn't. I don't care who you put him up against. I don't care. Just there's no reason to care. And I mean, for example, what we've gotten the last 3 weeks on SmackDown. Oh, let's show a picture up on the Titantron. Honest to God, I'd rather watch Drew Gulak's PowerPoint presentation every week on 205 Live.
Yeah.
At least it's original. At least it's something different. At least it's something that's entertaining. For God's sake.
When Drew Gulak talks, he has more than one tone of voice, unlike Jinder Mahal.
Exactly.
Every fucking line is the same tone.
He gives you a reason to care about him being on TV. He gives you a reason to watch the screen. Every time we see something about Jinder Mahal talking about Nakamura on the screen, it's just like, okay, this shit just happened last week. The following week, shit happened again last week. Okay. Let's take the segments that's happened on SmackDown.
Yeah.
Take this reign and throw it in the trash can like Alundra Blaze did the women's title in WCW.
Do you think this will go down, Michael, in a year or two from now, even a year from now, where they're going to pretend this reign never existed?
Well, to be honest,
because they do that sometimes.
The longer he holds this belt, it makes me wonder what he has on Vince McMahon. Yes. Like to the point where
all of 3MB except for Heath, he wasn't let in on the blackmail meeting. Only Drew and Jinder
It's to the point where I'm like, does he have some kind of blackmail on Vince McMahon? Like it's to the point where it's kind of like
it's head scratching.
Like because the Indian demographic has not gone up one bit.
Business wise, the seed they planted with that we get why they did it. Problem is, the guy to do it isn't the guy with the proper tools to get the job done. I feel like Batista, he was very big for the Dominicans and all that because he's of that descent and whatnot. Because say what you want, we're not the biggest Batista fans, but at least he transcended in a way and came off a screen and had a certain it factor to him, I guess, Michael. Jinder looks like a boss in like a Street Fighter or a Punch-Out movie or something, like a background bad guy, like a boss in a video game, but like on a level 4 when there's 8 levels, not the main boss.
Like a JBL before he got knocked out by Barcon.
Holy shit! There you go. I couldn't have said anything better myself, any more randomly. It's flat out bombing.
Sorry, I've been watching a lot of Brawl for All. Just kidding. Nobody watches that.
I feel like, I do got to disagree with you don't think they should do it with Nakamura. It is business. They spend a lot of money to get him. They've got to, if they took a chance on Jinder, why the hell not take a chance on Nakamura with the belt? He does have his fans. He has insane, rabid fan base. They've got to capitalize on it if they're smart business-wise. You always have to in wrestling, I feel.
But then you put the belt on Nakamura and he has to speak more.
Let's talk about them changing the promo because we talked about a little bit last week and before we wrap up the show tonight. That 2 weeks ago on SmackDown, the quote unquote racial overtones that they apologized for and they pandered. And
I'm just saying this would have been the perfect opportunity to put the belt on Corbin if they were going to do it after this Hell in a Cell, which is what I think they're going to do. I don't mean to switch shows here.
No.
Or switch genders here. I think that's what they're going to do.
Switch genders or genders?
Genders.
Okay.
Which is what I think they're going to do with one of the bright spots on SmackDown, Carmella. I think Carmella will end up, after Hell in a Cell, the SmackDown Women's Champion.
Well, they've already got her eating pins to Charlotte this week. She lost.
Yes, but
they do that all the money in the bank.
I see it.
I do too. I think she'll get it.
Carmella has been really upping the ratings on SmackDown when she comes on television. Not because of James Ellsworth either.
No.
James Ellsworth, I'm sorry. I know he's an indie darling and all that, but he has no place on the show at all. Can we please get him off my television? It's to the point where Carmella does not need a mouthpiece. No. Carmella is very entertaining.
She doesn't need a mouthpiece, but I feel like she needs a guy like an Ellsworth to push around and make it. And another thing I would suggest, do you know who I was actually going to suggest? Do you know who Liv Morgan is from NXT?
Yeah.
She has the same exact gimmick as Carmella, right? So she's been there forever. She's okay in the ring. She can keep up. You bring her up to the main roster as like Carmella's underling in that stable.
Yeah.
Who wants to be? And she bitches her around, and that brings her heel persona out more.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. You can do stuff like that. Just mess around with it. See what comes out.
But I'd see Carmella ending Hell in a Cell with the SmackDown Women's Championship.
That or Survivor. Survive one of the two, and I think it's coming right around the corner.
I just don't think it would make sense more than this pay-per-view because you're going to have Natalya and Charlotte inside Hell of a Cell.
I think Charlotte's going to get that belt, and I think because we saw Charlotte win clean this week, I think she's going to get a cash in immediately from Carmella.
My whole problem with this is I think WWE, once again, is cashing in on a previous match that was great, and they don't have any idea of the Hell in a Cell environment that's going to create this match. So I don't know that Charlotte and Natalya are going to have that great of a match inside Hell in a Cell. I think the only way to really save this match is to have Carmella cash in here. I know Charlotte and Natalya are probably the two best workers as far as females go in the company right now. But what kind of match are they really going to put on inside Hell in a Cell? I hope it makes Charlotte and Sasha Banks look like shit because that match was really overrated.
Yeah.
But
it's also another reason to make Sasha Banks look stupid, which we're all about.
Yes, but my only problem is Natalya, which is probably the best worker in the company and has been for a long time. Her connection with the fans, she has none, and she's the champion. She has no connection with the fans as a heel or a face. Even as a heel, the fans don't even really boo her.
I think it's time.
It's kind of when Natalya comes out with the belt, or Natalya comes out in general, the fans are like, "All right, I'm going to get a hot dog or take a piss."
Do you think this title reign for Natty is one last thank you for your service?
Yes,
and then she'll be a
absolutely.
performance center coach.
This is the epitome of
thank you for your service.
Thank you for all your hard work and putting all these girls over.
Thank you for being a friend.
Yeah, it's to the point where Natalya is the epitome of the hard work champion.
Company lady.
Yes.
Company lady.
It's like there could not be a bigger definition of hello, you are what we want in a employee. Even though the crowd could give two shits less about you, we're gonna put the belt on you.
Yeah.
Just for a little while. Until you
transitional.
Yes, until
it's a heart, not a transit. No, wait, not on a heart. Sorry, Michael.
Don't
I know you're a big
ever
friend.
say that.
Look at that.
He's so transitional. They gave it to him fucking 5 times.
Company was not in a good place in the mid-90s.
Yep, 5 times.
Not in a good place in the mid-90s.
5 times they weren't. They gave it to Shawn. They gave it to Undertaker. They gave it to all these guys. But yeah, he's
Logan,
a transitional champion.
You want Travis's pro tip of the day? When cutting a heel promo on Michael, make sure to rip Bret Hart because that's how you get to the core of dude.
Well, I'm just saying you make no point there. Because they gave it to 2 guys that are
I just
possibly
like getting you bent out of shape.
That are the 2 possibly greatest
you got
superstars
veins
ever.
In your neck?
I'm just saying,
Bret?
they're the 2 possibly greatest superstars ever that they put the belt on, and guess who Bret took it off of? Those 2 guys.
And guess what?
He took it off of Shawn after he lost.
As good as both those guys were, never drew a dime. Not in the 90s, never. In Germany,
Undertaker
Bret was
and
huge.
Shawn never drew a dime.
Oh, was that in the 90s? Because I said the 90s.
Yes.
98.
Who did
not
Bret,
the Attitude Era.
Who did Bret win it off of in 97? The Undertaker at SummerSlam.
Not in the Attitude Era yet. That was the very beginning of the Attitude Era.
Bret wasn't there for the Attitude
Era. He was having Kiss My Foot matches at King of the Ring 95
no,
when business was booming.
Bret was in WCW during the Attitude Era.
Exactly.
So, I mean, obviously,
WWE did its best business ever when Bret left. I'm just saying.
Really,
I'm just saying.
Because you had these all-time.
Logan's just in the crossfire.
No, you had these all-time greats that you speak about that were on television that couldn't draw any more than Bret, like Shawn Michaels and the Undertaker.
Oh, the whole business back then wasn't.
So Bret was a 5-time champion for no fucking reason. Let's see, he took it off of Diesel, who couldn't carry the ship.
Yes,
but he went to WCW and beat Goldberg.
And became a huge star, and he rejuvenated the entire company. That's the difference between Kevin Nash and Bret Hart.
He didn't rejuvenate an entire company. He beat Goldberg when he was in charge of the fucking booking.
So he beat, as soon as he left WWF for WCW, he beat Goldberg. No, he only started a little thing. I'm not. Because the NWO was changed wrestling.
He started it.
Yes.
Yep. I'm pretty sure Eric Bischoff
I'm pretty
started
sure
that.
he was one of the
Eric
3
Bischoff
guys.
and Larry Zbyszko started that.
Oh, we want to go to the booking. I'm talking about character-wise.
I'm just saying.
3 guys were the NWO.
I'm just saying. Bret Hart took the belt of The Undertaker.
Hold on.
I'm sorry. Who's the greatest of all time? The Undertaker. I'm sorry.
I didn't say that. Michael said
I said it. Because The Undertaker.
The
Undertaker. That's who Bret Hart won his last WWE championship off
Undertaker in a title position ever never drew a dime. Never drew a fucking dime. You know what the worst part of the Attitude Era was? The Ministry. Oh, and I like Taker, but I'm honest.
That was after Bret Hart once again.
I'm talking about Taker now. I thought we moved on.
We were talking about Bret Hart.
Bret had a stroke when we were talking about Taker in these years or something like that. Logan, let's get Logan's sense on the Bret Hart. Since we're on it, it's such a red hot take right now.
So let's
Saturday
see,
night
Let's
Bret
see.
Hart takes.
Who else did Bret Hart beat for
The
time?
SmackDown was that
just,
bad
just,
this week,
Just
guys.
a little
We're doing
guy
this.
named Ric Flair.
In 92 on a Coliseum videotape in Saskatoon.
Just saying.
Which never drew a fucking dime.
He beat
Never
Ric
drew
Flair.
2 dimes.
He beat Ric Flair.
In 92.
I'm going to cut you both off and just say, this would be great for an old school show on Future Wrestling
On
Podcast.
Bret Hart. Well, with that,
Moving on.
that's Saturday Night Slam Pigs going out with a bang on your Saturday Night Roadhouse
There's your
style.
fucking hot take.
Logan, one more time before we get out of here. Where can everyone check you out? What you do? All that good stuff.
You guys can check me out on Twitter at Logan Myers 144 and check me out on YouTube with Roski on Future Wrestling Podcast. Please go
Please make sure you
subscribe,
play that clip for him.
and enjoy.
Michael, one more time. Where can everyone check you out?
At Mike the Slam Pig. As always, check us out at Hibiki TMD at 205 Live, the Cruise Control Show with Mr. 205 Live himself, Logan, our sister show, The Reset Button, Hibiki Quickies, Hibiki Honors, everything. Hibiki TMD is what you need to watch.
And as always, you can follow me on Twitter at @TheBigTMD. All the shows Michael just said. Until next week, Saturday Night Slam Pigs. See you then.
Hey, you dirty fucking pigs. Mike here from the Slam Pigs Podcast, reminding you once again to check us out on Twitter, whether it be the Slam Pigs Podcast, whether it be me at Mike the Slam Pig, or whether it be our sister show, The Reset Button. Check us out. Also, you can find us on Facebook at the Slam Pigs Podcast or The Reset Button. And as always, make sure you check us out as a whole on Hibiki TMD. Until we see you next time, oink oink.